What's up, everybody? Drew Code Sports Talk here. Cody Johnson, Andrew Wright. We're going to stay on the Raiders theme, and we're going to be talking about the Oakland Raiders and John Gruden and what he has said is to be expected of this upcoming season. Let's get into it. What's up, everybody? All right, so let's continue on the Raiders. So, Andrew, I have a question for you. John Gruden has said that he's got to take it back to 1998. Good old times, 1998. Do you remember where you were? I sure do.
I was 8 years old.
Yeah, 7 years ago. Anyways, he says he's got to go back to running the ball and stuffing the line with some big guys on the defensive side. So, with that being said, and we know your feelings about the draft, how do you feel about the Raiders season coming up?
I'm not very hopeful.
Wow.
Okay? I'm really not. The defense is what the issue is.
Mm-hmm.
John Gruden I have no issue with on offense, especially when we got Martavis Bryant, which I actually thought was really good. We got him for the third round. A lot of people were saying we could have gotten it for less, but what a lot of people don't also realize is the draft is split-second decisions.
Right.
So you're like, they were probably like, oh, Steelers are giving away Martavis Bryant. Third round. They probably just threw it at him. And they recently just got like 2 extra third-round picks. So
right.
that everyone was like, oh, I can't believe they could have gotten it for a fourth. Who cares? We had 3 of them,
well,
so give it one.
It wasn't even our original third round. It was from when we traded down from 10 to 15 and we captured Arizona's third round pick.
Exactly.
So we just flipped it to them.
So that's what I'm saying. It wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah.
We weren't even planning on picking there anyway. So I thought that was good, getting Martavis Bryant.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, I thought they went after a lot of long shots, and it was shades of Darius Hayward-Bay. It was shades of Jamarcus Russell. It was shades of Robert Gallery. I mean, it just reminded me a lot of these stupid draft picks that we get, and it was just like, why are we going after these guys?
Right.
We already talked about Colton Miller. I don't need to get into that again. We got a lot of offensive linemen, defensive players, which was filling a need. The second round pick, I was just like, oh my God, why? The third round pick, I think was Key. He was interesting to me. The guy has the look of an NFL player.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the talent of an NFL player. The issue with him is he's got a lot of off-the-field issues. Now, when you talk about quarterbacks, that matters a lot. Mm-hmm. When you talk about defensive players, that's hit and miss. I mean, Reuben Foster is a great example of, that was a mess.
Yeah.
But it could be something. I can't think of anyone on the top of my head right now that had a lot of issues, but eventually made it into the NFL. It's just, the Hurst pick too. That one's a little questionable for me, but I also like him because he is a great defensive tackle,
right.
And he was a first-round talent.
Mm-hmm.
But with the issue with the heart issue that he has, that's what I would be concerned about.
Right.
They did get 2 doctors' approvals that he can play, so that's why they ended up drafting him. So I didn't think that was terrible. Mm-hmm. The one I had a really issue with was they grabbed a receiver in the 7th round. Why? We have so much depth at the receiver position already. And again, I know everyone says the draft, it's for the future, it's for the future. Okay, this is a 7th round pick. This is a guy who may or may not even make the team.
Right.
So you're wasting a pick on this kid when you have other needs to fill. Mm-hmm. You just got Martavis Bryant. You still have Seth Roberts, who to me is a 50-50 guy. But then you have Amari Cooper, mm-hmm. who is fantastic, so he's going to start.
Right.
You just got Jordy Nelson. He's going to start. Martavis Bryant's going to start, and then you're going to throw in Seth Roberts every now and then.
Uh-huh.
Why do you need another receiver just to... I just thought it was a wasted pick. I was not happy with the Raiders draft at all, other than the 2 guys that I mentioned, Hurts and Key. I really hope that the Raiders... I hope McKenzie is really confident in these, honestly.
I'm not that heartbroken about the draft like you are. I'm pretty encouraged by this upcoming season with I'm looking forward to how these young prospects are going to go with the coaching staff that we have, especially with Derek Carr is going to get Greg Olson back, offensive coordinator that he used to have. Brian Callahan is going to be the quarterback coach, which I think is a pretty good option. Tom Cable, offensive line. And then we've got John Gruden as the head coach. And I know that some people are worried that he's going to take it back to 1998, meaning like that's how we play football. But I think he's got to modernize it, and it's going to look pretty good, but it's going to still have like a running feel and a pounding ground, which is going to – I always love running the ball because it's going to open up so many options. You can play action to the tight end. You can roll out a tight end. Our quarterback, Derek Carr, is very mobile, so you can do a lot of rollouts. You can do some streaks and posts. I think it's a great game plan. But as far as our draft picks, Miller, in the first round is a little questionable, but we do need the offensive line depth. And we did pick up a second rounder at offensive line as well. So I'm encouraged about that we have some depth now. So what I will address, though, is with the wide receiver in the 7th round. Kind of just to piggyback off of what you said. It's in the 7th round. He may not even make the team. If he does, great. But, Antonio Brown was an extremely late round pick. I believe he was a 6th round pick, and you think he's doing pretty well now? So, you never know with these things. That's why you draft people. You have spots open for a reason. And if he doesn't make the team, you're not paying him a hefty salary like a 1st or 2nd round pick because, again, he's just a 7th round pick. If he makes the practice squad, he makes the practice squad, whatever. So I'm not too big on that receiver. Hurst, I'm a little questionable about just because of the heart condition, but, we drafted Garrison that had a similar, injury, as DJ Hayden, had a similar chest injury, so...
I hated DJ Hayden, so that makes me even mad.
So,
that makes me more mad.
We've taken chances, and he's still having a good career. He didn't have to retire for medical reasons, so I think that's encouraging to know that if Hurst is healthy, he's a 1st to 2nd round, talent right there.
Yeah.
So I think this draft is a little bit different than what we're used to, especially what our needs were. We weren't going so offensive weapons with receivers and a quarterback and a playmaking defensive end. We needed more of a stable depth adding, and I think we did that. We just have to trust the process, let our coaches train them up, get them in the weight room, get them acclimated to the NFL, and I think we need to just take your own advice. Be patient.
I won't trust it. I don't trust it. No. I don't want it. I don't want everyone to think that I think the Raiders are going to be completely failures. Like I said, I like this offense. I'm nervous about the defense, and I really wanted them to focus on defense in this draft. And just to throw in a receiver in the draft, I just thought was questionable at best. We did get a lot of, like I said, I like the Arden Key pick, honestly, and Maurice Hurst. There are question marks with them.
Mm-hmm.
As you get further down in the draft, you get a lot of question marks with guys. But I thought those were guys that, if they make it, that's fantastic. If they don't, it wasn't that big of a deal. The Colton Miller, to me, was questionable at best.
Yeah. And
so that was my issue.
Well, time will only tell. Have faith, my friend. It's the Raiders. They never let you down. Oh, wait.
Yeah, 16 years of letdowns.
And on that note, guys, we will ask you to give this video a big thumbs up and also hit that subscribe button so that way you can get our videos instantly when they come available. Please follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Drew Code Sports Talk. I'm Cody. This is Andrew. See ya.
Models popping bottles.